Hey, it's Kannon. And you know what? I've been waiting all year for this, literally, because you can't do a best of the year until the year is over. And here we are at the end of 2021. And I want to tell you about my favorite moments that I've had with guests here on Open House Party and OHP Uncut. For me, I love doing the radio show on the weekends. I love throwing a party live on the radio and having everybody on the air and having a good time and hearing what everyone's doing while they're partying on the weekend. But I really love talking to the artists. I love talking to them, and I love figuring out what they're all about. I love asking your questions that you submit on social media. There can only be one top five, though. There can only be one top fives. There can only be one group of top five. There can only be 5 favorite ones in the top 5. On OHP, the best of 2021 starts right now. Cue the fireworks.
The OHP Uncut Podcast with Kannon.
Number 5, a man I just met a few weeks ago, and I was really unsure what to expect going into this interview, because in a lot of interviews, I like to get down to the nitty gritty of like what makes an artist tick. I knew going into this interview it was not going to be like all the other interviews, because this man was not like all the other people that I interview. And I was really ready to embrace that. And I had so much fun talking to Oliver Tree. The one thing that struck me immediately about Oliver was his hair.
Are you trying to get it more flat in the front? Is that what you're going for?
Trying to get it right, dude. Something's not right about this.
No, it's not flat enough. Keep going.
I need to get some of my hair dye. I just put it in whenever it has some problems in it. I'll usually flatten it out.
Yeah, that's good. A little more spit might do it, but I think it'll work for this. Oh, you want it just right. There it is. There you go. I can see my reflection in your hair. That's how you know it's good.
I like that, man.
Number 4. This man is another one I just met a few weeks ago because he had a holiday song that came out with Ariana Grande and Megan Thee Stallion. And it's someone I'm just a massive fan of. That's why I'm placing it at number 4, to be honest with you, Jimmy Fallon. And as it turns out, Jimmy Fallon, just like everybody else, has some weird tradition in his home on Christmas. I feel like every home, every family has something they do on Christmas that may not be exactly like what everyone else does. I had one, and Jimmy shared his. Curious if you had any like strange traditions in your home. What kind of things did you do in the Fallon house?
Our Santa Claus did not necessarily wrap the gifts. So and there'd be a pile of toys if we were lucky. That was so nice. Sometimes with the prices still on.
My parents did the exact same thing. You'd walk downstairs and it was like you won the Showcase Showdown on Price is Right. I don't know if they just enjoyed the big reveal.
Yeah, what was that point? What was that idea? They're lazy?
Lazy was probably more accurate. Number 3, Olivia Rodrigo, just for being her. What a year she had. Obviously her breakout year. She's become a superstar immediately. And the minute I met her, I knew that she was something special. She really was. I was so honored to talk to her. This is just a future mega superstar, and it's going to be someone we're talking about 30 years from now. Timmy, who said, did your honesty in any of the songs make you feel a little bit nervous about putting it out?
I'm such an oversharer in my personal life, and I will like literally tell the Uber driver all of my deepest, darkest secrets. So it's just like, it's just another thing that I do. And, you know, I think my favorite songs are always the songs that are really vulnerable and personal.
I think Uber drivers probably deserve to have a minor in psychology of some kind. Not the
Totally.
same way.
Uber drivers and hairdressers. Like,
oh, for sure.
Everything, all of my deepest, darkest secrets.
Number 2, Ed Sheeran. And here's the thing about Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran and I have something in common. We both are daddies of little girls. And if there's any daddies of little girls listening right now, let me tell you, I feel you. There is something special about being a #girl dad, but which is stupid, but there is something special about being the daddy of a little girl that you care so much about. And he was the same way. We were bonding about talking about our little girls, and he spoke a little bit about like what being a father has done for him and how it's changed him. And I feel like being the parent of a girl, the dad of a girl, carries its own little special club with it, man. And I love it, don't you?
I would obviously be super grateful to be able to have any more kids, but I think like girls are far superior to boys. As a boy myself, I feel like I could say this.
Being a new dad and creating new music all during a pandemic, like how did you juggle all that?
I didn't actually write anything for the first 6 months of Lyra's life. I don't think it was writer's block. I just think my focus was just on other things. And then, you know, she got to about 6 months, and then I have a home studio, so I just started recording in that, but I bring her in with me and sort of do vocals with her, sleep on my shoulder, and we have a little, like, the little bouncers that you just do.
Oh yeah, that's what I call them, little bouncers.
Yeah. So you just could kind of be doing guitar and she'd just be sleeping doing the back. It's cool.
Number 1. Big that looks really stupid with the like green screen background. Number 1, BTS. And this was a strange interview only for the fact that, okay, number 1, there's a language barrier. Number 2, I did the interview from my home in Atlanta where we do open house party at like 11 p.m. We don't usually do interviews at 11 p.m., but they're in Korea, and that's the morning in Korea. And they, like, their management has them buttoned up. Like, they are all together. They're dressed right. They're looking sharp. They're in the same room. It's not like you get one calling on the phone, you know, and the other guys are somewhere else. You get all of them. And they are, in a word, captivating. These are some of the coolest guys I've ever talked to that I did not speak the same language of. Okay, they are the only group of people I have ever talked to that I did not speak the same language of. However, they were so much fun. Butter was a breakout hit in 2021. And I decided that during the interview, I would take a chomp out of a piece of butter. And they reacted. What is your favorite food to put butter on?
Have you heard McDonald's?
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, McDonald's, wow. Wow.
I've never considered putting butter on my McDonald's before. I didn't, and I'm surprised that I haven't thought of that. Here's what I like to do. I like to put butter. I hope you don't find this weird. I like to put butter on my butter.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Kannon. We feel it. That's enough.
I want you to take a look at this again as we zoom in on some of these guys' faces when I took a chomp out of this piece of butter, which is a very strange decision. And it really wasn't planned, but look at their faces. These are not the faces of people who are impressed. Nope. They are like, who is this weirdo? But I was so just impressed with these guys, not just their music in 2021, but how buttoned up they are, and their fans, really. Army had me captivated in 2021. I have never seen a more passionate group of fans than Army. That's why BTS is number 1 on this list. Thank you so much for watching. There will be much more to come in 2022. If you want to meet your favorite artists, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And that's how you can win a virtual meet and greet with your favorite artists. We're going to do more of those in 2022, just like we did in 2021. Down on the channel, you can see some of those videos. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for listening to Open House Party. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I want you to know how much you mean to us, and we'll see you again in 2022. Happy New Year.
The OHP Uncut Podcast with Kannon.